Hey, what's going on, everybody? Rome Gaming here, back with another video. Today's episode, we'll be covering Season 7, the season of Witchcraft for Diablo 4. This season, of course, will be immediately following Season 6, the Season of Hatred Rising. And as with every Diablo 4 season, you'll need to create a new character to fully experience the seasonal content. This season is going to include a new seasonal mechanic called Witch Powers. We also have Oculate Gems, we have Headhunts, Root Holds, a whole bunch of different things that's happening with the Armory and Tempering Manuals, so we're going to cover everything in this video. So starting out with the Witch Powers, this is going to be sort of the crown jewel of Season 7. And basically, Witch Powers are unlocked at Altars of the Covens, and these are located throughout the Sanctuary, and these powers are grouped into 4 categories. So we have the Eldritch Powers. This is going to boost your spellcasting and elemental damage. The Psych Powers, which is going to enhance your crowd control effects and mental manipulation. We have Growth and Decay Powers, which is really good for damage over time builds. And then we also have Lost Powers, which is going to be rare, high-impact abilities that's going to add unique effects to your playstyle. You're going to have 24 different powers to choose from, and you're going to find a ton of different combinations. You can have 6 Witch Powers, 5 normal powers, and 1 unique power at a time. There will be a pane where you can actively switch between these different powers, and there are 4 schools and 2 qualities of Witch Powers with 25 in total. So we have 7 Eldritch Powers, 7 Psych Powers, 7 Growth and Decay, and 4 Lost Powers. There are also ranks that are behind each Witch Power, so if you do want to rank them up, you can farm out currency to level them up to maximum rank. So in a weird way, it's almost like they've just given us more glyphs to work with. Up next, we have the Oculate Gems, and these Oculate Gems can be inserted into equipment. And that's going to be any equipment that, of course, has a gem socket. So pretty similar to the rune that we saw in Season 6. You can also craft Oculate Gems with something called Fugitive Heads. And you can also craft them with Restless Rot and Gem Fragments. And this can be done at the Tree of Whispers. And a lot of these materials are going to be attained during headhunts. So the more and more rarity that you do go up, the more and more currency that it will require to craft them. So, for example, a legendary will require more mats than a rare gem. Now, these Oculate Gems can also interact with the Witchcraft powers that we just talked about, leading to some pretty cool combos. In total, there are 19 different Oculate Gems that you can acquire. Up next, we have the brand new Armory, and the Armory is really neat because this is going to allow us to swap builds in just a couple of button clicks. This is something that we've been asking for a very long time in Diablo. And one of the cool things about this is there's no gold cost associated with switching between builds. And these Armory loadouts are going to save the equipment, active and passive skills, paragon boards, your glyphs, and all nodes associated. The Armory can be accessed in towns throughout the Sanctuary. So this could be the Dark Citadel, the Tree of Whispers, and through all the different training areas located throughout Diablo 4. So this is going to be extremely nice if you want to play a Fireball Sorcerer and, next thing you know, you want to do a Chain Lightning Sorcerer. You just have to go and literally press one button and you can change your entire build. And this is really cool for different types of content as well. If you're pushing pits, you might want a specific build. If you're wanting to speed farm, you might want to play another build. Then, very similar to Nightmare Dungeons, we now have something called Silent Root Holds. So these root holds are going to be started with something called Whispering Wood, which function very similar to something like a Nightmare Dungeon Sigil does now. And when you go into one of these root holds, very similar to how an Infernal Horde works currently, you're going to be able to choose different bonuses at the cost of increased difficulty. And of course, one of the main benefits to doing root holds is to acquire currency to be able to craft your Oculate Gems. Now, not only does Season 7 bring just new mechanics, it also brings a new storyline centered on the Coven. And as you go through the storyline, you will also earn reputation through the new Coven reputation system, unlocking a bunch of powerful rewards along the way. Another thing that will be really neat is we have a whole bunch of new legendary aspects and uniques that we'll be able to acquire this season. There will be 8 new uniques and 11 new legendary aspects coming to the game in Season 7. We also have some new runes being introduced into Season 7 as well, so there will be 3 new runes of ritual and 4 new runes of invocation.